Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Jeffrey Scott Trieb, age 45, of Emory, failed to stop for a stop sign in Cumbie at the corner of Frisco Street and North Service Road. That was Saturday morning. He was stopped at 11:30 a.m. at the 109-mile marker on Interstate 30 when the Cumbie police officer caught up with him. The officer then noted in plain view in Trieb's vehicle multiple open containers of alcohol. A call to the Hopkins County Dispatch also revealed that Trieb was wanted in Titus County for theft. A possible call search led the officer to find an amount of methamphetamine in a purse in the passenger seat of the vehicle. Trieb was arrested on the Titus County warrant and for possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. In August of this year, Trieb was indicted by a Hopkins County grand jury for assault, aggravated assault, with a deadly weapon. Joshua Logan Martin, age 27, of Pittsburgh, and his white 1980 Corvette were sitting beside the road at State Highway 11 East and the Precinct 2 County Barn between Como and Picton at 2:56 a.m. Sunday morning. That's when a Hopkins County deputy stopped to assist the motorist. However, Martin appeared to be extremely nervous. With consent to search, the deputy found a clear plastic baggie with crystal-like substance believed to be methamphetamine inside Martin's wallet. Martin was charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. His bond was set at $10,000. Kyle Alexander Fry, age 17, of Sulphur Springs, was wanted for burglary of a habitation in Rains County. He was at a residence on West Industrial Drive in Sulphur Springs where Hopkins County deputies were called to a disturbance. Although not involved in the disturbance, the resident at the address brought Fry to the front door and presented him to the Hopkins County Sheriff. Fry is in Hopkins County Jail awaiting transportation to Rains County. He's being held on a $10,000 bond for burglary of a habitation. Former City of Sulphur Springs Code Enforcement Officer Andy Lowen has filed for place 7 on the City Council. At this time, Lowen will face incumbent John Sellers in the May 6th race. 2 former council members, Brad Bergen and Charles Oxford, have filed for place 6. One other packet has been picked up but has not been returned to City Hall. The final day for filing for the City Council election is February 17th. Sulphur Springs City Council meets Tuesday night, 7 p.m. for their February session. The council meets in the council room, 201 North Davis Street. Council will consider a resolution approving the submission of a grant application to Homeland Security for enhancing tactical communications, a resolution supporting the closure of a portion of South Texas Street between Shannon Road and Texas Farm to Market Road 2297, and rerouting that intersection there. The change at the South Texas Farm to Market Road intersection has been requested by the Hopkins County Fire Department. A resolution supporting the proposed Trinity Oaks apartment and approving an application submitted to the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, and a resolution calling for the election for places 6 and 7 are also on the agenda. The purchase of a fire truck for Sulphur Springs Fire Department, and in addition to the contract for additional projects for the wastewater treatment plant rehab, are also on the agenda. Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Wildcats soccer team got a big 6-0 win at Texas High Friday night. The Wildcats now have a win, a loss, and a shootout loss in district play, and they are 8-2 for the season. I talked about the win with Wildcat soccer coach Nikki Wiggins.
Good win, 6-0. 5 different kids scored. Created some good opportunities and finished on a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. How did it go in the first half and the second half?
Well, the first half it was 3-0. We at first, we struggled with some possession. I think it was a little bit of nerves and not a whole lot of confidence. So it was one of those good games where we started passing the ball around and kept possession and just created a lot of opportunities. And it is really fortunate that we got to play a game like that so we can see if we do control the ball pass, it just opens up the game and opened up a lot of scoring.
You said 5 different guys scored, so tell us who scored for you.
Okay, Angel had 2 goals. Chris Espinosa had a goal. Gerardo Ariana had a goal. Diostada had a goal, and then Brian Roque had a goal. And like I was telling some of the coaches that were talking to me, congratulating me, it's good to win that many by that much. Trying to get our goal differences back at least even. But I told them it wasn't like we were just out there shooting, and just hoping they go in. We created a lot of opportunities, passed the ball in front of the goal, and had some nice goals.
You get a bye coming up, then a wonderful present for a victory. Here comes Mount Pleasant.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We have an open game this Tuesday, and then we'll host Mount Pleasant. And Mount Pleasant's in first right now, and they're always traditionally really strong, and they have that foundation, and so we're gonna see what we can do.
Yeah, they've already bumped up against Pine Tree. I think they beat them in a shootout.
Yes, sir. They tied, went to overtime and tied, and they won in the shootout, and they just beat Marshall 1-0 on Friday. So, I mean, everybody's has some good quality. So it's going to be a tight race, and just take care of our business and see where that goes.
You have to bring the A game every time in this district.
Yeah, every time. I know Pine Tree went in overtime with Greenville. So, and beat them 3-2. So yeah, everybody's, especially early, you get those early goals or you defend and you always have a shot. So
the Wildcats powerlifting team finished 3rd at an Emory Reigns meet Saturday, and Wildcats powerlifting coach Casey Jeter says his team continues to show improvement.
We had a very good meet. Not what we had hoped for. We were going in thinking we were going to win it, and it just shows how competitive this area is. We walked away with 3rd place. Again, we lost to Kemp by 1 point. A huge positive for us, of our 11-man team, 10 of our guys placed top 5.
Oh, wow.
So 10 guys brought us points, but we still got 3rd place. So everybody's totals increased but 2 of the 19 that we took. Everybody's squat, everyone PR'd on their squat maxes, which was really big because that correlates to every sport. And we only had 2 first places at this meet. We had Diedrich Dugan got first in the 220s, and then Ian Blanche got first in the 275-pound weight class.
Okay. So all in all, sound like a lot of positives, even though you didn't walk away with a trophy, or the first place trophy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quite a few positives. So, again, like I said, we're getting stronger. And as far as our region is concerned, we're pretty high up there. Yep. Now, these numbers can change, like I've said. And right now, we've got 11 guys going to regionals. So if the cutoff date was today, we'd have a full team going to regionals. And I'm, as a coach, as the head coach of them, I'm excited about that. And so now it's seeing how many guys we can get into that top 5.
Yep.
We have 1 meet left. We've got Quitman, which would be our last regional qualifying meet, and that's on the 18th of February. Okay. And again, I'm not going to jinx myself like I did last time. We're just going to go and see how well we can do. And as long as each individual lifter is getting better and getting stronger, that's what we're all about.
Still have about a little bit short of a month, I guess, until the regional at Lindale. I believe that's early. Is it early March? Or?
Yes, sir. It's first weekend in March.
Okay.
So, and we've got a lot of time between here and then to see what we can do and what other schools are going to do, because that's how you're setting regions. Is somebody could lift in a meet that we've never seen them before, and they could bump one of our guys off that list. But they are taking the top 12, and like I said, we got 11 in there. We've got right now, I think it's 7 or 8 that are in top 8. So, like I said, we're just going to keep getting stronger. Every meet a little bit stronger. And the guys haven't slowed down in the weight room. Heck, actually, last week I tried to have a rest day on Wednesday, and I had to kick guys out of the weight room. They were coming in to work out. I was like, what are you doing? And they're like, getting stronger. I said, no, we got to take a break, let the body heal.
Both the Saltillo Lions and the Saltillo Lady Lions basketball teams staged big fourth quarter comebacks to defeat Miller Grove on the road Friday night. The The Lions trailed 26-19 going into the fourth quarter and then outscored the Hornets 22-11 in that last quarter to take a 41-37 win. Michael Simmons had a big game, scoring 17 points for Saltillo. Other Lions scorers included Matthew Gurley with 8 points, Trevor Moore with 5, Logan Camp and Lyle Bench with 4 points apiece, and Ryan Pruitt with 3. The Lions are a perfect 6-0 in district play. Their season record is 16-14. They will play Roxton next at home on Tuesday night. The Lady Lions also outscored the Lady Hornets in the fourth quarter to take a 32-30 win. Melissa Groenewold had 14 points to lead Saltillo, and Madison Simmons and Tori Mobley had 6 points apiece. Jocelyn Ochoa, Anna Gallegos, and Sienna Collins had 2 points apiece.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.